I didn't see this coming. Hey y'all, how y'all doing? So I got some news, and looks like I'm not getting a house anytime soon because I just got this job, and so I'm going to have to hold on to this job for a year before I'm able to get approved for a loan. I just attempted to get pre-approved with the lender, but it didn't work out because of this simple fact, and that is something that I can't change. So we got, what, 7.5 months ago, we're midway through November, and so that's not a whole heck of a lot of time, but it helps me to have peace because now I know exactly when I can do it and what I can do to, you know, get myself in order, how much I need to save and stuff like that. So that gives me a lot of closure and peace, and I'm just resting assured that by August of 2023 I'll be ready to hit the ground running. So until then, the question becomes, where do I go now? What do I do now? So as y'all know, I am at the second shelter, still there. It hasn't been a full month yet. It's only been about 2.5, maybe 3 weeks. No, yeah, 2.5 weeks. So I still haven't acclimated to the shelter yet. I've been really like down and depressed this past week. That's why I couldn't really, you know, create content or anything. But it's time for me to find a new place to stay, and it's not gonna be a house. So yes, I'm hoping within the next 30 days or within the next couple weeks I won't be homeless anymore. I won't be in a house yet, but I won't be homeless either, which is very exciting to me. I'm so happy to be saying it. Oh my God. And I think I'm feeling relieved also because now that I know that I'm not operating out of disobedience and that I know that I've done everything that I could, I feel good about moving on to the next chapter. So, but stay tuned though. We still got a mission. We still have this mission in this obligation to buy a house. It's just I have a little bit more time now, so it's a lot less pressure. I can relax a little bit. So yeah, I will keep y'all posted. What's up, y'all? I'm here with another update. So ever since I got denied by the lender that I applied with, and I went to pre-purchase counseling, and they basically told me, hey, you are not mortgage ready, I decided that there's really no use in me being homeless and moving from shelter to shelter all the way until it's time for me to have a house. Like, I just don't have it in me to just purposely live in homelessness. Like, before it was out of my control, and now it's completely in my control. Like, no. So and I could tell too that my spirit was in agreement with what my mind is saying, because ever since I found that out, y'all, I haven't been able to sleep at all. Like, me being in that shelter has become a very dismal and a gloomy experience for me again, similar to how it was in the beginning. And so that's how I could tell, like, okay, like, I think it's time for me to move my feet. And then plus, like, I started having issues with one of the roommates, and then it was just a lot of like stuff going on between myself and other roommates. And then, like, I don't know, it was just too much. Like, a whole bunch of stuff started happening all at one time that just made this 1 month stay there that I've been there just been bad. So I decided, you know what, it's time for me to go. So that was a faith walk as well, because as y'all know, I do have a repossession on my rental history. It's not an eviction, but it's like one step before the eviction. So it's been challenging for me to get an apartment because property managers want the broken lease to be a year or older, but this broken lease happened for me only like 5 months ago. So whenever I would call up a property, they would be like, do you have any broken leases? I will say yeah, and they would be like, oh no, we're not gonna tour the apartment, sorry. Like, it's just been immediate straight up rejection. So I've been feeling like very like I don't want to say hopeless, but just, I guess, I don't know, just stressed out about the situation, because it's like, yo, where am I gonna live? Like, I don't want to be in the shelter I want an apartment, but can I find one in my price range? $700 to $800. That was the whole entire purpose of me coming to Houston from Austin, was to get a good deal on an apartment so that I can save up for a house. Y'all remember that video? So I spoke to a transitional housing place. They have like it's not really a shelter, but it's like not an apartment either. You have a roommate, and it's like there's this 30% contribution, and like it was just a lot of things, and it wasn't really clear. And so I was like, I don't really want to go there. Like, I want something that's straightforward. Like, I don't want to share a room with nobody. I'm just sick of it. Like, I have to get my own space. Like, I cannot live like this anymore. So I went ahead and prayed about it. I was like, God, you know the circumstance, okay? Like, please help me to find an apartment, like, today. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, immediately. Like, I want to move into a new place this week. Like, it's about to be December now. Come on, like, it's time to go. So on Sunday after church, I spent 2 hours just driving around trying to find somewhere to live. I took pictures of different properties with their little phone number and be like, yeah, I'm gonna call them tomorrow on Monday. Monday came, and I called all the apartments that I took a picture of, and either they didn't have a 1-bedroom or they just didn't have any apartments available. And so I'm like, daggone, like, how can I find a place in my price range that's close to the church? So I came across one property, and I parked in their parking lot, and I just, sat there and scrolled through their reviews. I was almost tempted to go and ask them, but then I saw on the reviews that there was leaks and sewage and pest problems and rats and all that. So I was just like, oh my God, like, no, I cannot go there. So I looked on their website, and I saw that they have sister properties. So I ended up calling one of the sister properties and set up an appointment for to go, tour their apartment on Monday, because they had a deal for $750 for a 1-bedroom. I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna go inside, make sure ain't no rats and things falling down and breaking, because if I'm gonna get an apartment, I really need for it to be better than the last one that I had, because the last one, it was cute, but it had a lot of problems that I did not discuss. Like, I was being humble about the situation and not trying to complain about everything, but that apartment definitely had issues. So I'm just like, okay, I need something in my price range that's better than the last one I had. So before I went to go see that apartment, I went to go see a different apartment that was also $750. It was a motel that they converted into apartments. And I went there, and the leasing agent was late. And so I was like, okay, that's strike number one. I went inside. He showed me the unit. There was sewage inside the tub. It was still in there. It was chunky, and it was a lot of it. And there was a gecko running around on the stove. So I was just looking at her like, really? Like, this is what y'all trying to sell? And that was strike number 2. And then the third strike was when she told me, yeah, there's not really a lot of people that live here. There's only like 5 people that live at this apartment complex. And so I was like, in my mind, okay, that's strike number 3. Y'all not selling because these apartments are trash. Like, for $750, every single last one of these apartments should be full. But no, y'all got all these problems going on, and I don't want to be a part of it. I left there, and then I went back to Humble, which is the city where my church is. And I just pulled up to another apartment just to chance it. And so they had an apartment available, but theirs was like $925 plus all these fees that made it add all the way up to a little bit over $1,000. The apartment was decent, but to me, the way that it looked, like, it just wasn't worth $1,000 to me. And plus, it didn't have a washer and dryer inside. So I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna just wait until I get to see this sister property that I found on yesterday. So when the time finally came for me to see the sister property, I showed up. We toured the apartment, and it was so nice. Like, it was just perfect, and it was the same price as my first apartment, $800. And so I'm like, wow, it would be really nice if I got this apartment, because not only is it the same price as the apartment that I had before, but it's even better than the one I had before too. So she was asking me all these questions about my rental history and everything. And so she ended up finding out, look, I'm homeless. Yes, I have a broken lease. da, da, da. And she was like, okay, so we won't be able to accept your application, but we work with a co-signing company called Liberty Rent, and if they approve you, then we'll approve you. So I'm like, okay. I went ahead and applied real quick, and y'all, they approved me right away, like right away. And so then I submitted the information to them. Like, I was still sitting in the office because I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, I'm not leaving this leasing office until I get a yes or a no, because I want the apartment right now. So when I got the approval from Liberty Rent, I showed them. Oh, they was like, oh, yep, here we go. This is the deposit. Da, da, da. Like, I signed the paperwork right then and there, y'all. I have an apartment. I am done with being homeless. Like, I am just... like, I was just trying not to cry. And then the leasing agent lady, she gave me a hug. Like, she was super happy for me, because there were so many other people that applied for that same apartment, but they were getting denied left and right for whatever reason. But me coming out of left field, just out of nowhere, you know, just hungry for something, hungry for more, hungry for better for my life, and I got it just like that. It's like that apartment just had my name written all over it. So yeah, on December 1st, your girl will have an address. Your girl will no longer be homeless. And no, it's not a house. And you know what? That's okay, because I didn't see this coming. I didn't know that a lender wouldn't accept my application for a mortgage if I only had a job for 5 months. And I tried to ask them, look, I've had other jobs before this one. Can't y'all count that as employment history? And they said that they couldn't, because all the jobs that I worked prior to this one were all unrelated and in different industries and all this other stuff. Because, y'all, I've been on a roller coaster with my career too. So it's okay that, you know, I'm not getting a house right now like I was hoping to, like I was praying to. Just because it's not happening right now doesn't mean that it's not going to happen at all. And I've decided that I still want to be accountable for getting a house. So what I did was I signed up for a matched savings program with a nonprofit in this community called Covenant Community Capital. So basically, after you've saved a certain amount of money, they will match that, and like you can just like win. It's basically like a scholarship system, but for down payments on a house. And they also have like free like homebuyer related and finance and credit related classes, and a homebuyers club. So I feel like me being involved in that, you know, environment is gonna keep me, you know, surrounded in this journey of me still going from homeless to house, except it's homeless to apartment to house. But eventually I'm still gonna get that house, because I just feel that that is, I almost want to call it an obligation. Like, I know it's my duty to do this, because when I have a child, I don't want him or her to have to experience not even 1/16 of the things that I had to go through in order to be successful. I want to have a family house that's in, you know, our family's name, and then we just pass it down from generation to generation, and that'll just be our thing. Like, it's not gonna be rented. Can't nobody take it away from us, because it's gonna be our wealth, you know, our trust, our estate. Like, I want wealth in my family, because that's something that I never had. And so at some point this has to be broken, like, you know. And I hate to be the one to, you know, have to stand in the gap and be the generational curse breaker, woo woo woo, because it's like there's so many things that I have to go through in order to even achieve that, and it's not easy, as y'all just seen. I've been homeless for exactly 144 days, like trying to break curses and whatnot, but I still have faith that it can happen, and it will happen. I just have to keep on applying myself, keep on being disciplined with my money, like how I've learned to do, living off of very little income. Y'all remember the video when I was giving 50% of my income to the shelter and only living off of 30% of it and still tithing? I'm probably not gonna do it like that, because y'all, I was hurting. Like, I could barely afford to live, but I still learned how to be disciplined and to live off of very, very little. So I'm gonna keep applying that same mindset so that I can continue saving, and this it's not even a dream, it's a goal of me being a homeowner. It can actually come to fruition and be something that's a reality, and not just something that I think of, you know, on a Wednesday night. Oh, it would be nice to have a house someday. Someday. No, like, we doing it. Like, I can still set a goal. Okay, starting in August 2023, I'll go to pre-purchase counseling again and see where I'm at with things. And if they say that I still need more time, or if I still need more money, okay, go again in 6 months. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just like do a progress report type of check-in with myself to hold myself accountable to what I know God called me to do. So yeah, that's my spiel. I'm so grateful that y'all have followed me along this journey, even though it didn't turn out the way that none of us expected that it would. But I really appreciate y'all for y'all's comments, y'all's love, y'all support, all of y'all that have sent me apartments and jobs and all this other stuff y'all was sending me through my text message, through social media, through comments, all that stuff. I really do appreciate it. I don't know where this channel is gonna go next. I guess we can do like an apartment tour part 2 in Houston, something like that, and then just, I don't know, see where life goes from here. Because I don't know, I hope everything just calms down and things get to be chill, and I actually get to show y'all Houston life. Like, I feel like I never got to experience Houston ever since I've been here, because I've just been going through so much stuff financially. So it's like, yeah, we're gonna see what happens. So I think that's pretty much all that I have. I'm still hoping to go to Egypt during my birthday in April, so that's still a goal of mine as well. I'm saving up for that as well. And other than that, I think that's all that I have. So I hope y'all really enjoyed this video. Please subscribe, comment, like, share, do all the things, and I will see y'all next week. Peace out. Yeah.